champion today. The starters in the Open Ironman were gathering their thoughts before the gun was due to go, and Charles Stewart was with them.
Darren, Mercer, you've been in a situation many times now. Does it ever get any easier?
No, it doesn't get any easier. I think each time it gets harder and harder. So, I'm really happy to be in the final and looking forward to doing well.
Well, of course, you won it last year. Can you make it 2 in a row this year?
That'd be nice, but I've got a few guys here that think otherwise and definitely want to keep me out. But I'm looking forward to doing well. The surf's picked up right the way through the weekend, so we've got a bit of a wave on now, and hopefully with a bit of luck, might be able to pick up a wave here and there, and Huey be on my side.
Well, Kane Houston, I guess you represent the new guard in Ironman. You've been working very hard for this, haven't you?
Oh yeah, all 14 people in the final have been working real hard. It'd be nice to see Darren pull out and let someone else win it, but I don't think he's going to do that. But the surf's now is starting to get a bit more even, so it's going to be really hard to get it all the way.
Nathan, what about you? You prepared well for it?
Yeah, I'm prepared. I mean, we've all been working hard the last 6 months or so, and it's going to be a tough race. Maybe if these two both here pull out, maybe it might be a bit easier for me.
Well, good luck today. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you.
Yes, a couple of the young guns up against one of the old heads. We'll bring you back after the break for all the drama of the Ironman final here on Wide World of Sports.
Open Ironman final, here we go with a big one. Boy oh boy, Houston there in the blue and red cap. He's going to be a tough man in this event. Landara from Coogee, Stephen Short Maroochydore, Kane Houston, the man I talked about from Maroubra. Darren Mercer, what a performance he put in to qualify this morning. And then we've got Jonathan Crowe from North Wollongong, Adrian Tobin, Brad Stokes, he'll be tough. Stephen King, Tugan, Ashley Massey from Maroochydore, Craig Hackett, watch for him in the swim. Glenn Cowdery, he was great this morning. Steve Pullen, Philip Clayton, Nathan Meyer, so the talent is there.
There's Nathan Meyer, reigning world champion, great attitude, but it's impossible to pick a winner in this. I mean, any one of these guys could win. Twitchy.
Here we go again, everyone's twitchy. I think Darren Mercer's effort, and his centre screen there, to get into this final for this morning. He was a shot duck and on the ski pulled on one of the best, I guess, performances over about 100 yards I've ever seen in my life.
Him and Clint Robinson on skis were today, I think, the standout so far in terms of guts and performance.
Well, a good shot of Jonathan Crowe eyeing off Darren Mercer then before the start.
Well, I don't know if he's got enough petrol in the tank. Brad Stokes, he's just been quietly going about the business. He's in the Alexandra headland colours, the yellow and black, and that was him making a good start there with a blue board. Don't write him off. He's in a fair mood.
Yeah, Brad's had injury problems. He's placed in these finals for many years. He was in Trevor Hendy's shadow at these titles for many years. Has won his first ever Queensland title and is fired up and fit.
Look at this crowd. They're jam-packed in. We've had rain here this afternoon. Beautiful sunshine in the morning. It's a huge crowd around the beach, and they've been very vocal. Been terrific atmosphere. Away we go. Brad Stokes gets a good start. So does Darren Mercer. In they go, sorting themselves out through the shore break. Nothing much to worry about. A little bit of sand to kick through. You try and get onto that green wave, and look at that. That's the difference. If you don't get hit with a white water, bang, away you go out in front. Now he gets slowed down.
Yeah, I mean, in these sort of conditions too, these boards will just pop over the top, and you've got to pop with them. But you can see the difference. The guys at the top of the screen, they leapt over first, then they got hit.
All right, line abreast actually as they go out to sea now. And this is going to be one heck of a final. Remember, Dean Mercer, who has won before, not here. Trevor Hendy, not here.
Phil Clayton, top of the screen. I think potentially doing what he did this morning. I mean, absolutely brilliant this morning, Clado.
Well, he won his semi-final, so he was in great form this morning, won it easily.
Someone's washing off him.
Scott Reeves, not here. Just some names not here.
Yeah, it's the who's who of who's not there, Darryl. But again, you've got the best there is. These guys are qualified. They've done heats, quarters, semis to get to this. And look, they're going to form our standard V that we talk about. None of these guys are wash riding in this, which is interesting. Very few of them are wash riding because now it's just pure sprint. But at the moment, that's Nathan Meyer. That's the top of those guys. That's Phil Clayton that was in 13 and Nathan Meyer in 14. They obviously had a better end at the start. Nathan Meyer is now wash riding off Clayton.
Well, they both got that green face to go through. There was no white water. They went up the face and got through clean.
And didn't that make the difference? Because they're launching into clean water. The other guys are getting hit, which slows their progress, while the other guys have still got the same speed.
Darren Mercer in third. Now we have to keep an eye on him. He's the reigning champion for this event. Darren Mercer in third.
Houston now makes a move. There's Houston in that distinctive red and blue cap. There's Darren Mercer with a Thurul cap on, the white with the blue stripe. Made so famous by this family. And gee, there's nothing in it so far, and Mercer and Houston are just stalking the front two runners.
Yeah, now Phil Clayton came into this. He's had 2 events all weekend. He's been concentrating on these things. One was the board rescue. The other one is this. He's done no team events, and he's made it very, very clear that he wants this race. But he's got to overcome a lot of good quality to get there.
Philip Clayton from the North Wollongong Club. Very, very tough competitor, strong. Decided to make an early break, got the good run out to sea and has used it effectively. Houston now puts his back to it as he tries to reel him in. Mercer now thinking, I don't want to lose touch. They're looking for runs already.
And they're working for those two. In terms of strength, you'd have to back for pure strength Nathan Meyer, but for skills and speed and fitness, Philip Clayton. And Clado is just look at the comparison in size between 1 and 2, but Clado's got great surf skills.
Runners to come into now. Houston starts to surge at the top of the screen, and here's a wave. Here's a wave now. They're certainly going to get it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are going to be on, and the front pack will get that as well. They're all going to finish on the beach together here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 should be there. Should be 7. Here they come. Wow. Now we've got an interesting race, and look how you can get reeled in. That surf.
Well, that's exactly right. All that work that Clado's done, it's all been picked off. Now it's a case of work. Top of the screen, he's
dropped off. He's dropped off it. He's dropped off it. Clayton has dropped off the back. He's gone from 1 to about 7.
Well,
Tyler about 12.
They're up and running. That's Glenn Cowdrey in front. Glenn Cowdrey putting the goggles on. Probably not the best swimmer in this field, but put in a hell of a good board paddler. Being chased by D. Mercer.
Mercer on the stalk. He's dangerous from there, I'll tell you, because if he can stay with a swim on a ski, he's brilliant.
That's Houston, Pullen.
Maroubra, 1 and 3. Terrific result from them. Here comes the Surfers Paradise boys.
Meyer, Clayton, Ash Massey.
Clayton went from 1 back to there.
Yep, and all on the same wave. That's Ash Massey, runner-up in last year's Australian titles. Not the best swimmer in this field. Brad Stokes, a lot of work to do.
Yeah, Stokes a long way back. That's him in the yellow cap with the 3 black stripes. The cap that, Grant Kenny made so famous.
That's right. We see Jonathan Crowe go around. Now they're going into the swim section. This is where a fellow like Phil Clayton with his fantastic swimming skills can pick up the rest of the field.
Well, we can see the field splitting. Remember, they're going for the one boy out there, the one can, and the field will try to go as best as they can, as most direct route as they can. That's Darren Mercer third in that pack.
Well, the turning cans are positioned directly in a straight line with the flag they turn. So if they swim in a straight line, they will end up right on that can. The difficulty is their eyes are at water level. All you do in these conditions is swim straight as best you can. You work yourself out when you get out there.
Darren Mercer then had a good look, and I think that was Clayton emerging up beside him there, but Darren Mercer had a good look on the top of the swell where he sighted the turning boys the best he could, and they've all changed direction a bit. Maroubra, gee, well, they're represented, but there's a swimmer now just howling through the pack.
It's Kane Houston in 1. Yeah, Houston in 1. Steve Pullen in 2. And what he's doing is he's again, the guys are wash riding here, so they're just getting a bit of an easy ride.
Exactly, they are wash riding, but with these constant little bumps, it doesn't really give them a chance to get into their style. But definitely the lead swimmer is doing the hard work, and the rest of the swimmers are just getting a nice drag along. You'd probably be reducing your workload by about 40%.
Steve Pullen, I mean, he's made up a lot of ground in that swim.
Well, we've seen him in the surf race, Darren. He came second in the surf race earlier today, and he's an Ironman, and he's obviously got the swimming skills. I mean, a fantastic thing. But I mean, these guys, particularly someone like Kane Houston, Kane who will do a 4-minute 400 freestyle.
Yeah, well, that would be probably the average time in the field, of probably one of the fastest times in the field, as we see Kane Houston in 1, Steve Pullen in 2, and Glenn Cowdery up there in 3.
Gee, that's good for Maroubra, isn't it? 1 and 3 at the moment, Steve Pullen. He was from the Coffs Harbour area originally, wasn't he?
He was, Darryl. He moved up to the Sunshine Coast. He's actually training with Gary Island up on the Sunshine Coast, and has really, this year, was producing it last year, but this year has really come of age.
So that's Steve Pullen in the Alexandra Headlands hat. That's the yellow hat with the 3 black stripes, the red and blue caps of Maroubra. Then you've got the white cap with the blue stripe. That's the Thurul colours worn by Mercer. The Gold Coast cap is a pale blue with a yellow star on top. Sort them out for you at home, because until they get out of the water, sometimes they're a bit hard to pick. But getting out near the turning area now, this will sort it out.
Well, Mercer's swim leg hasn't been too bad. He's still sitting in 4th place in this group, coming out to the can. And the ski leg, we saw him in the semi-final make an absolutely awesome recovery from a bad position. Now, he was in about 9th this morning. He's now in 4th. So what can he do in 4th place?
Keep in mind, I mean, Kane Houston, once he turns the cans, Kane will know that these guys are washing off him. When he first turns these cans, they can't wash right as he turns, and he'll try and open the pipes and do the same coming home. Adrian
Tobin's put in a swim there, because that looks like a Swansea Belmont cap that's up near the lead here. It's a yellow cap with a greeny stripe down it, and if I read the mail right, that's Adrian Tobin, so he's put in a swim.
He is. It's a great swim to try and pick up on that field. Mercer, if he goes around in 4th, he's still got a couple of, I mean, he's still got to overcome the leader in Kane Houston. Very, very strong swimmer. The other thing too is, if he's done a lot of pool work, you know, Cole, when he comes out of the swim, he's going to be relatively fresh, as opposed to someone that doesn't do a lot of pool work that isn't going to come out as fresh going into the ski.
Exactly. I'm not sure how much pool work Dean Mercer's done. You can see his stroke there. He is thrashing around everywhere.
Darren Mercer goes around now. In behind him, here come the pack. But I'm really impressed with Adrian Tobin from Swansea Belmont. Gee whiz, that's been a swim. We hadn't even sighted him till they got near the cans.
And now it's pressure time. Now it starts, as you're swimming, you're looking under your arms, looking for bumps, lifting as you feel the swells coming. Lift your kick, lift your rating. Kane's got to try and, they won't catch this, but Kane's got to try and get a lift out of it.
I don't know, they might go hard on this. No, you're right, it looked like it was going to stand up on the bank, and it didn't. It died its natural death. But here behind them, there's not a lot coming, and they had a fair bit of bump on the way out. But you've got to be that careful that you don't get caught inside, as we've seen so many times today. A little bit of a lift now. Maybe this one will stand up for them.
Kane Houston is now moving into the area we keep talking about, no man's land. He's in an area where waves can break and people can come behind, and someone's about to.
Yeah, see, that's the one I talked about, but again, it's fattened out on that bank. They might get a little bit of lift, that's all. I don't think they're going to get too much assistance. It's going to be a long, long swim for the boys to the beach.
Now this is where, again, if you've done the work in the pool, if it's a long, long swim, that's good, because everyone else is going to be fatigued. There is a wave coming, but again, because the tide has now got higher, the wave is not breaking for these guys. It's just, they're not going to be able, they get a lift. You watch Kane lift the rating, kick, lift the rating, just get a lift along. Now, it will suit him now to be where he is. Someone's on a wave out the back.
Wave out the back, there's 2 on, and they'll ride broken waves, these fellows. Obviously, you get the run down the face if you can, but they got a bit of a lift out of it.
Yeah, Ash Massey from Maroochydore showing good skills. Now, middle of the screen, still Kane Houston. Someone's on a wave out the back, but that looks like a City of Perth, is it? Jonathan Crowe.
No, that's a North Wollongong cap.
Crowe.
North Wollongong, Jonathan Crowe. Look at this, riding all the way through. He's lost his goggles. They're down around his face. He won't worry about that. He's still running. Now he's off the back, but look at the ground. He's pulled back.
That's Jonathan Crowe on the far right of the screen. On the far left is our leader, Kane Houston. Jonathan swum there potentially on purpose to pick up that run. Waves coming again. If someone can get a lift on this, someone's just got a lift on that to get them closer. But Jonathan Crowe's gone from about 12th to level first. Another wave coming. Jonathan looks under his arm, and he'll hopefully try and pick this thing up. Kane will on the left.
Jonathan Crowe from North Wollongong, Philip Clayton from North Wollongong. 2 of the red, white and blue caps there. Now they're standing and starting to porpoise out. That's pulling. And there's the Maroubra pair as they come out. Skis at the waiting. Look at that, though.
But Jonathan Crowe went from about 12th to 1st on that wave. Great bit of surfing. Crowe, very, very good on a ski. All 3 of these guys. That's Jonathan Crowe, Pullen, Kane Houston.
Well, you're
Mercer.
Right.
Mercer's still there. Gee whiz, this is going to be a great battle as they come around. I'll tell you something. By swimming wide around as Clayton did then, he got into the area that the wave holes over that bank.
That's exactly right. Now, we saw Mercer, we said before, he put in. Now, there's Brad Stokes, a lot of work to do. Mercer put in one of the ski paddles of the day to get into the semi. If he can do this, he will retain his championship.
Yeah, Clayton's a pretty good paddler, though, and so is Jonathan Crowe, Stephen Pullen, Kane Houston's not bad on the ski either. So there's plenty to do yet. There's someone upside down.
Jonathan Crowe's on.
No.
Pullen's in front.
No.
Pullen from Alexandra Headland is now in front.
We didn't see it, but obviously they've just got tangled up in that shore break. Unbelievable.
Well, the big
Mercer.
the big paddle that Mercer put in this morning, at the end of it, he was looking very fatigued and lactated in the arms. And again, he doesn't look his normal fluid self. He looks like he's really struggling and he's really hurting, but a big heart, that guy.
Oh, he's a fierce competitor. Now, here we go. Here. Oh, look at that. Just smashed back and off.
Heartbreaking stuff. Darryl, let's cast our mind back to the Australian titles last year. Ash Massey, Darren Mercer, fighting it out for guts and glory, and when it came to the absolute crunch, it was pure desire, and Darren Mercer had it. Stephen Pullen, the young gun, being hit.
There's the difference. There's the difference. Now, he got hit by that wave. That's where Crowe got the wave over the bank. Now, what happened there? Mercer went up the green face. He's out. He's fine. That could be the turning point of this race.
A class paddler like that, it's likely to be, but again, there could be waves.
Oh, yeah, not over yet, but that could be. He's got hit again, Pullen, see? It's enough to slow him down. Now, look, they were side by side, two waves, and look now.
Yeah, and that looks like it might be... now, Pullen's out on the left. There's only 4 in this now, and again, in this quality of field, I don't think the rest of them can pick them up. But again, waves can come. Darren doing what he does.
Oh, he's determined. I mean, he's only struggled. He had to push and pull and shove to get into this final. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet. But here come the pack.
Right,
they're chasing.
Meyer, Surface Paradise, very, very strong on the ski. Clayton in 3, Pullen in 4. It's between the 4 of them for 1, 2, 3. Gold, silver, bronze. Well, waves will make the difference.
Phil Clayton won the semi-final this morning. As I said, he was in great form.
Mercer's really got it going now. He's pulled out about 6 or 7 lengths. He knows too. He knows now that he wants a wave. He'll pull what he can. He gets a runner straight away. See the ski start to slide down the face of it. What he can do, if he can pull a wave, it's over. He starts to run down. He gets that. He looks behind him quickly.
Now he's got pedals that are controlling his direction. He's going all over the ocean, but he's just chasing the angle of the runs, and here's his gold-winning wave.
Could be, could be, could be. Is he on? Is he on? Is he on? Is he pushing? Pushing, paddling, driving. Yes, he's on. Well, now he sucks it up. Oh, he's a freak. He's a freak, Mercer. Geez, I'd love to see him compete because, I mean, you know he's never going to give up.
You know, last year people said, oh, well, it didn't, you know, it wasn't legitimate because it wasn't run in conjunction with the titles because of the tragic incident. This is legitimate. Trevor Hendy was in it. Everybody was in it, and he's done well.
Hand up. He said, I want to keep the Mercer name alive at the championship. My brother got outed. He won the title, and there he comes. He won it last year against all of the odds. And Darren Mercer, from the rule, burst out of the surf. The arms go up. He says, yes, it's mine. For the second time back to back. Who would have picked this? He struggled to get to the final. Ah, what a win. What a win. Mercer, you're the champ. You're the champ. Yes. You're the champ. Great stuff. Great stuff. Second place.
Nathan Meyer, Surface Paradise. Great effort by Nathan. But again, who can take it away? Looks like Jonathan.
Clayton.
Phil Clayton in 3rd.
Well, that is almost as, I think, emotional as last year's win. And look at that. Doesn't that tell a story? He's a great competitor. There's no doubt about it. He's held Surf Lifesaving's banner for so long. It was a similar paddle this morning that got him into the final. Look at him there. Mercer, he says. Mine. Fantastic. Great stuff. And you know it'll be the happiest bloke, his brother.
Oh, he will be. He will be. So graceful, these two guys. But again, this year he's taken the whole field. He's taken the best Australian Ironman around. Charles Stewart's having a chat.
Darren, do you ever tire of winning these races in the Australian Championships?
Oh, not these ones. These are the sweetest of all.
Now, beating a field like the field today, I mean, that must make it even more special.
Yeah, it was, especially, you know, I struggled to get through out of my semi, which, you know, I was a bit disappointed with, but I knew I had to put that behind me and get into it today.
Well, I guess the one thing that people can understand is how deep you can dig when you're behind.
Yeah. I don't think I'll be able to do it again, but definitely put in a big one and really happy with that.
So what do you think they should do now? Just leave the Mercer name on the trophy forever?
Oh, it'd be nice. I'm sure Dean will be back next year after his disappointment this year, so that's 2 years in a row for him, and I knew that I had to dig deep for him too.
Well done today. I know you're going to enjoy tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Charles.
One of the nicest guys in sports, no doubt about that, and gee, I'm pleased for him too. Darren Mercer from Thurrool does the big leap. Nathan Meyer from Surfers Paradise, terrific paddle on the ski, and Philip Clayton from North Wollongong. Congratulations, gold, silver, bronze.
Nicely done, Darren, and isn't it nice to see great sportsmen really enjoying the moment? Next, the best crews in Australia row for gold in the Open Boat Final.